Hey everyone, this is Callie. This is the second video of my How to Strengthen My Account series. In this video, I will be discussing nanoweapons, their importance, and how I've obtained as many as I have. Nanoweapons can be crafted inside the gear factory once it reaches level 20, or it can be obtained through special nanoweapon events. A hero must be level to 11 in order to wield a weapon. Most heroes have an exclusive weapon that you will want to obtain and equip. You can see here I have many weapons equipped throughout all of my heroes, many different types, and many of them are exclusive. There are actually very few that you will see that I'm trying to find one as we speak. Like this one, it is just the typical craft with no exclusive stats. So let's get into the gear factory, and you'll see there is a way to craft weapons with normal craft and exclusive crafts. This material is important because you need that in order to craft any of these weapons. So my first tip is let's consistently produce material as often as you can. It will increase your chances, of course, the more you're able to craft in order to obtain Apex or, Epic or Apex weapons. Exclusive stats 2 through 4 become available as your hero attains higher enhancement levels. To gain the full benefits of an Apex weapon, your hero must reach enhancement level 6. So if I go in here, I can show you that these weapons, and this is an Apex, you can see here's the first one, which it does not require any enhancement level. Then the second stat is 2, 4, and the last one is 6. I want to put an emphasis on these rare stats where it's +6. This is an important attribute that you want to have activated if you have an Apex. So, like cores, troop stats and exclusive stats are passive. Even common weapons down here that I have, these exclusive weapons are better for your overall strength than an Apex weapon that is not exclusive to the hero it is equipped on. And again, like cores, the hero stats are not passive. This means if you would like to use the hero in a match 3 style game, you may want to switch to an Apex weapon for the biggest hero stats during your match. So here I'm in the green common, and if I go back to an Apex, you can see that it's a much higher hero stat. Again, it's only the hero stats that are not passive, so typically I don't switch them back and forth. But if you are, for instance, have Lady M and you've only got a green weapon, you may want to use her or any hero's weapon just to get those hero stats. I like to group Apex nanoweapons into 2 separate groups. There are exclusive nanoweapons which contain more rare stat bonuses, which are the nanoweapons I tried to obtain first. I'll show you in a minute on what I mean on that. Then there are the nanoweapons that are just to increase troop stats primarily, which can be obtained through other means such as cores or other type equipment enhancements. I like to choose the Apex weapon I desire most based off the stat, the +6 stat that they have, and then continue gathering the design patterns for only that weapon until I craft the Apex of it. Then I move on to my next most needed rare stat of a weapon. So I would like to show you, if I can get back to go back to those groups. So if I go into this cabinet here, this shows all the Apex here, and I want to show you this one. So this is Deathclaw, And inside the Deathclaw, you can see that the plus, well, even the +4 is a nice stat there. Troop size. So this is one of those few weapons that will increase your March troop size. This is a huge benefit. The bigger your March is, the more damage you can do to someone or some rally or whatever you want to, use. So you've got the Deathclaw. You've got, if you spend money and you have Scarlet here, the Tesla will also do that. There's also the Death Base, the new drill, which I think I showed you earlier right here. And I'm trying to think of which ones. Leah's as well. And then Eve's. No, wait, am I right? I have to look at it to be sure. It's been a while since I've seen that, because that actually might be Eve's, and hers is rally size. So not the same as I was thinking, but rally size is also important, and rally attack. So those are some decent weapons to focus on and try to get the apex of. Now, those won't come into your normal day-to-day box that you can design box. The weapon, I think it's like probably weapon design 1 or something like that. I don't know the actual names of the boxes. I've actually got every apex now from those weapons, so it's hard to go back and look. But if I go back into the Nanoweapon factory and go into here, I'm just going to quickly look at a box. So I go through each and every one. I'll look at the stats of each. You can click on one and you can go here. And I can look at whatever I would like to increase. So if I was a fighter, if I was a rider, I was reading that wrong. If you notice, the hero +6 exclusive stat for this particular hero is rider damage against fighter up, meaning I can do 30% more damage. These stats are more important than you may realize, but I would obviously focus on your main troop types first. So for instance, let's go back into this again. I'm a shooter, so I would look for Phoenix's, and she has the 20% shooter damage up. I think I would look at Ephraim, and they're not all this like exact or perfect. So this one's shooter damage taken from fighter down is 30%. That's also huge because fighters have an advantage over shooters, and so you want to limit that advantage as much as possible. And I would take your time and go through each and every single one of these and try to determine which one's going to be the best stat for you. Later, and here's another one, shooter damage against rider up. So that's a really good one for me, and because I'm a shooter. If I'm a rider or a fighter, I wouldn't necessarily care about these weapons as much, but I would definitely focus on the ones that are going to increase your biggest march size first. I have found that there isn't any particular order I need to enhance or promote my nanoweapons in. I simply tend to equally enhance or promote them as I get enough material. So if you look at this nanoweapon here, you can see some are promoted pretty highly and some are just the 1 stars. I did a few just to kind of experiment and see if it made a difference. But if you look at this, I have 56.5% of troop attack on the top troop stats. And if I look at a further one down at 14, it's 29%, but that's partially because it's only a single star. So let's go back to a 15. So that's 46% versus 56%, but it cost me a lot more material to get 10% extra. So I found the best method is just try to keep them as equal as possible. Again, this was just through experimenting, kind of learning what's needed. If I have the material, I go ahead and enhance the higher one, but if I don't, I just go with whatever one's ready to be enhanced. And that's about it from that perspective. I'd like to now move on to how I obtain as many as I have. I will begin by discussing many of the various methods I have heard throughout my time in the game, before explaining my very own method. So, for number one, I have heard throughout my time, I have heard that if someone has an apex that it is in the oven ready to claim, then grab as many people as you can into Discord or another voice option, like back in the day it used to be Ventrilla, and have like the claimer sit here and count down until they're ready to click the button. And at the same time, everyone in the voice chat is sitting there prepared to click their own craft on one of their own designs. I've heard that by doing this, you increase the chance at crafting at least an epic, potentially an apex weapon as well. I'll let you decide whether that's a proven method or it's just a theory, and whether you want to try that or not. Also, I've heard a theory that if you have a rare or greater nano weapon ready to claim in your random craft, you will have a greater chance of receiving an epic or apex weapon in the exclusive craft tab. So, what I mean by that, if I go back out here, oops, I think I went too far, and I'm in here. So right now, I only have an uncommon. But if that was a rare cooking or also already ready to claim, and I switched to this exclusive craft, if I had a design, which I don't right now, I could try to use it and craft it. And apparently that supposedly, and again, I'm not the one to say whether it does or not, increases your chance. I personally haven't had any luck with that. I've had apexes when my craft was green, blue, red. I mean, all of them. I've incidentally been able to get an apex from any of the crafts, random crafts. So, anyway, that's just some of the theories that I've heard. Alongside, when you do have a normal craft that is, again, what I've just said about having rare greater, alongside that same theory, it's said to have 6 or more of those designs to speed craft at the same time. And by the 5th or 6th one, you're typically getting an epic or apex at that stage. Again, theory, I don't know that it's been proven, but you're welcome to try it and see if it works for you. I'm going to start with my own free-to-play methods where you're not spending any money. This is what I personally use and have either found it works for me or it's just luck and I like to do it. So I actually like to be patient and save up to those 6 or 7 design patterns for a specific weapon. Like I talked about before, focus on the one that you need the most based off the rarer stat. And I save up those design patterns before I do the speed crafting on them. And again, I can't say it increases your odds of earning that apex weapon, but it certainly makes me feel like I have a better chance. So that is how I do it. I also like to be sure that I have enough of these those instant crafts, the Nanoweapon instant crafts items, and, enough materials to craft all of the design patterns I have at the same time. And once again, I don't know that helps at all rather than spending diamonds, but it does make me feel like it does. And again, that's just how I feel. Maybe I've just lucked out, coincidence, all of that. I can't tell you. But let's, whatever makes you, or at least whatever tries and works for you, it helps. So another tip would be to save up the scraps that you get from dismantling. Here you can see you can get a 1 scrap for a green, and then save all those scraps up to at least 1,000. If you have 1,000, you can get a rare weapon design box, which has many of the apex weapons that you can earn. And this is how I did it for quite some time, where I would just simply save up 1,000, get a design pattern, save up another 1,000, get a design pattern, and then hopefully have a better chance at getting an apex. I have found that another option is to earn the 10,000 scraps, save up 10,000 scraps and get an apex weapon of your choice. However, when I have done this, or I should say when I did the rare weapons, it cost me far less. Like I could get 2 apexes within 6,000 scraps total versus 1 apex weapon for the 10,000. But if you found that trying this method to start doesn't work and saving up actually is better for you for the 10,000, then by all means that's okay to do too. For spenders, which I am, as you know, or I pretend I'm not, but you know I am, I would suggest not spending a whole lot on that nano weapon vault type event. I think it would cost more money to try and get that guaranteed apex nano weapon than it's really worth. So instead, in the very beginning, when I didn't have as many apex weapons, I would buy I can actually show you. I would go to the mall, and if I had one of those 2x card items, I'm trying to find the nano weapon, I would actually buy this rare weapon design random box for $99, but it would give me 2 of them, and that's actually how I got several of my apex. As I started getting many, many more apex, that actually felt like a waste of money, because I would either get the same apex that I already had, or I just wouldn't get anything I needed. So I stopped spending on this, and I stopped using that method. And there is one more thing that I think I didn't mention yet. I actually haven't found use yet to, where is it? Go back to a nano weapon. And I hit, which is the one I've been modifying. It takes far too much, in my opinion. Where are you? Why am I having a struggle to find her? No. Sorry, it's taking too long. Oh, I finally found her. So if you notice, I still don't have a single nano weapon maxed out. I have spent so much material for this, and it's just not worth it. I mean, it gave me 35% attack, 25% so far, and eventually it will work, but it's slow, and I'm not buying or spending money to try and get this modifier for nano weapons. I think I've found better luck with bioenhancers, which could be another video at some point coming up. So thank you everyone for listening to this video number 2 of the How to Strengthen My Account series. I haven't decided what video number 3 will be yet. Be sure to share your requests in the comments below. And again, thank you for listening.